Bless.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, ZK. You brokered it.
Honestly, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, man. You've been on me. I won't even go like you've been on me. But to be fair, my schedule is busy. But we're here, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Better late than never.
You're big time these days.
I've been big time. No, I'm joking. Nah. To me, it's just busy and that. You know, now I got football. I've got out there work now. You know what I'm saying? I got 5 kids out there and they're getting big and they're expensive as fuck. So, oh, you can swear on this, right?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Cool. I just I should know. So they're expensive. But yeah, man. We're here, man.
You're a pretty astonishing human being.
Oh, you're too kind. So kind.
No, you are. If I'm being honest, I don't know if there's a more, if we're talking per capita, like people that actually know you compared to people that like you, I don't know if there's a more liked person in football.
Nah, do you know what? I actually looked at that, right? And I was thinking, nah, man, there's a lot of people that dislike me. Which is fine. I always say that in this world, you're not meant to get on with everybody. And it's fine. Yeah. And so those that dislike me.
Why do you think they dislike you? What's the reason?
Listen, I don't know, but it's like anything. Sometimes you just take to somebody's energy, and sometimes you just don't. Sometimes just the way somebody laughs can get on your nerves. Do you know what I'm saying?
Have you ever had anyone in the football teams doing that? Well, you just couldn't.
Nah, listen, that I couldn't stand.
Yeah,
because I thought he was gonna say it the other way. Because I was like, shit, they better keep it to themselves. Nah, to be fair, there's nobody that I like couldn't stand. I mean, sometimes I think, especially as I've gotten older, I realised that there was a lot more. You realise that a lot goes on that you don't see. And I think as you get older, I think when you're younger, you think it's all about football and you think, why is everybody's mentality and mindset's not the same? But as you start getting older, like there was one player, and I won't even go into it, like when I mean what he was going through outside of football, and I couldn't really understand why when he was at football, the potential he had. I was like, Rob, why don't you if you just do as the manager says, you're going to go on. And then down the line, I realised, you know, his mum was dying of cancer, his pops wasn't at home, he was raising. And so as you start getting older, you start realising, fuck, you know what? But there's more to the eyes can see. So when it comes to, there was never anybody that I couldn't stand per se. You know what I'm saying? Just sometimes your energy just don't click to certain people's. But as you get older, you start realising, that individuals are individuals.
More to it. But going back to hate, I mean, I think that people hate, especially in this country. I think that there's the UK culture. People have been raised to hate. I think there's a lot of jealousy.
I don't even think it's just UK. I actually think that hate, for some reason, travels so much further than love. And I think we as individuals have also been tuned into, it's the same. 9 people could turn around and say they love the way your swag is. They can message you on a picture.
About me, yeah?
Far not. I ain't gonna lie. No, to be fair, I do like your top. To be fair,
I think you lift the bollocks.
Nah, to be fair, I do like. I see when I see you, I was like, all that top drops. I think you'll bring out my eyes more. I think I'll pull it off a bit better than you. But yeah. So, but then that one post that says something negative, that's the one that sits on your chest or sits on your mind. So I do think that for some reason, the hate side of it, it seems like it has it's just mad. We use it a fight. So there can be somebody that's mad inspirational and it would have 100,000 views, and there's a fight and that will have 2 million views. It's just for some reason, I just think we're wired on negativity. So when you say hate for UK, I actually just think sometimes it's us as a human race, society is just, we're tapped sometimes. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you love Miami.
Yeah.
But when you go to Miami, doesn't everyone seem so much happier? Like, it's just so much better vibes. People are happy for each other.
That's because it's sunny.
True.
That's the thing. So that for me, I take that.
Well, if you're sunny in England, you reckon it'd be like that?
I'm telling you now. So I'll throw this out there. Yeah. Summertime to every other time, when the sun's out and everybody's out there, no tops on, and either the football's on or that, it just seems like life is that much more stress-free. Like you look at people be smiling and that.
Yeah.
And that's what, for me, when I go to Miami or LA, I just think the sun makes you feel like, oh man, I'm gonna get up and do something. And I think over here, I kid you, I think the weather plays a massive part. You come out, you're just like, no, this is fucking dark and this is cold. So you're not smiling, and somebody looks at you the wrong way, you're like, or cuts you up, it's already puts you in. But when the sun's out, it's just.
Yeah, I was thinking, I actually thought, if it's sunny every day, if it's hot every single day, how bad can life be? Like, even homeless people, they're going to be chilling. You know, they're not even going to be cold. Like,
well, boy, after a week in the heat, trust me, mum, they're going to want something to eat, them homeless people. So they're going to find some strife. But I'm with you in the sense where I do think that when the weather dictates to your emotions and your feelings. So I do think it plays a part. But again, I'm saying all that, I still wouldn't change living in the UK. London's home for me. So even when I go to Miami, even when I go to LA, I kid you, after 2 weeks, I look forward to coming back home because I just think home's home.
Yeah.
If Saudi came asking, would you go there?
If Saudi come to me above, I would run there.
What if they said you got to get your football boots back on this time?
Listen, look, I just did deadline day. And so there's 2 strikers going out there. And I don't care what anybody wants to say, the money they are offering. Listen, I'm retired. So, and I can remember when I first signed. So now I'm at this point now. And I mean, about 30 million a year to play football. Listen,
you're
I
coming
think,
out of retirement, getting a new knee, everything. Yeah,
bruv,
you're there.
I ain't even gonna lie, I would run in pain for 30 mil a year. I'll just do the year. I'll do the year and then I'll be like, cool, I'll have a second retirement. But I listen, and we've had this debate and it's funny. So I just think it's very, very, and I salute those that can turn down that money for the greater good of the game.
You only really see Messi and Ronaldo do that though.
No, but to be fair, you've seen a couple other players like, Mbappe. And listen, them man I know are already extremely rich. I understand
30 million is
that.
nothing to them, honestly.
No, and listen, I get that in that regards. If they're earning 300,000 a week and then somebody's doubling that, don't get it twisted, it's still a lot of money. But they're already rich. Do you get what I'm saying? But still, 30 million a year.
But don't you want to create, as a footballer, don't you want to create a legacy? Like Ivan Toney, you can't, put yourself in his shoes, but he's got unfinished business. He's probably entering the peak of his career. Why wouldn't he want to go to another established Premier League club and establish himself as one of the best strikers on the planet, which he's more than capable of doing? I think he's wasted his career.
Wait, no,
obviously he's going to be living, but like legacy.
He's family-wise, he's sweet as a nut.
Okay, so
that's all done.
All right, so this is a debate, and it's all individual. It's all individualized, right? I will get them in a minute. So it's all down to the individual, and I understand that, right? I look at it like this. I think there's a few elements when you get into the game. I think you start off getting into the game for the love of the game. You love the game. At 5, you just play for free. You play with your friends. No politics, no nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? And then, of course, you get older, either get married, have kids. And if you can reach certain milestones in your career, so Ivan Toney's 28. So Ivan Toney now has played a number of years in the Premier League. Let's tick that. He's an international footballer. Now let's tick that. So he's scored 20 plus goals in one season. Not many strikers have done that. They have, but
Did you manage that?
So
Did you manage
that? No, I actually never managed 20. I didn't manage to get to the Premier. I didn't manage that. I'm first. I'll come back to me, but let me just put it down into perspective of those that didn't play the game and outside looking in. So then you get to this point at 28, and so you're at a crossroads. So there's a crossroads of, okay, cool. Could you go to a Villa, Chelsea, Arsenal? And I think if Arsenal and Chelsea did come in for him, I think that's another decision. That's another decision to make. But I do want to say this: like, do you two have any of you have kids?
I wish.
Okay, cool. So not for now. So, and I'll always say this, right? Football is a real short career. Short career.
How long was your career?
I played 21 years, which was a long time. You know what I'm saying? So I played your entire life. Crazy. So if then, and now, by the grace of God, and I'll say that, that I can then live for another 50 years. I'm 40. So let's just say 50 years. What he will earn in that year takes care of him, his kids, his kids' kids, his kids. In retrospect to him playing in the Prem, being an international footballer. So creating a legacy, for me, what a legacy is now as being a father, and the other end is knowing that what I can leave for my children's children. So that's where, but again, there's other individuals that say they don't need 30 million, they'll need 2 million. And that 2 million, and that's, but I look at it in regards to, especially because I'm talking to you as a retired guy, that now you're like, all right, so let's say I didn't earn 30 million, but I'd earned 30 million. Therefore, how the next 30 years of my life, I can then pick and choose, spend more time with the kids, spend more time in regards of quality of life. So that's the thing which I think when you're outside looking in, it's always that, oh yeah, you know what, let's use Harry Kane. Harry Kane, you know, wins trophies, rah, rah. Listen, as a 5-year-old, you just wanted to make it as a professional and play the highest you can. Of course, win trophies, and you can have the Ronaldos who've got the best of both worlds, the Messi that got the best of both worlds. Yeah. They've got it all in regards. But
You're a bit
I
like
think
that now
if you,
these days.
far from that, cuz. But if you want to be an individual and make that decision and says, you know what, for 2 years of my career, 2 years of my life, I can go and earn for my family's family. I just think it's very hard to turn that down. And that's just my opinion. But so, like I said, I salute those like the Vinny Juniors, like the Mbappes, like Osherman, actually to be fair, maybe Guyan, that's turned around and said, no, I want to play in Europe. I want to be known as, in football, one of the very best. But it's, for me, especially as a retired individual, but if they can give you 30 mil, your kids' is blessed, I'm flying to Saudi.
Question: how quickly after someone retires do they lose the ability to get back into the game? Like, could you, the week after you retired, do you reckon?
Didn't he?
Yeah, but I don't think he retired knowing that he's done. I think he retired just sort of say he was retiring. Like, how quickly does it take for you to put on weight and sort of lose the love? And
literally, I think everybody will be different. I think those that play to the latter stages of their career, I think that even you'll see the players that are actually playing how much it is just mentally to get up through training when it starts hurting. Once you made that decision that you're going to retire, it's like your body, especially like I said, if you play towards the end, once you made that decision of like, I'm done, it's like your body just says, I held on for all that time mentally, and now you told me I'm done. You just feel the pain. So again, but then you can get some ones that have retired young, still have the desire. You see many boxers do the same, you know, come out and then feel lost. So then therefore have to double down mentally and be like, no, fuck it, man, I got to get back in.
Yeah, you've had Fury doing that, ain't you?
Yeah, I think once you do something for so long and it's all you've known, I think two things come into play. One, you're battling with the transition of your identity, because you know those footballers that's played for so long, Tyson Fury's been known as Tyson Fury the boxer. So then when he says he's retiring and then he's sitting at home and he's like, well, you know, I think most athletes, and that's across the board, are creatures of habit, used to getting up, doing something. They're creatures of habit. And once you take that away and you're like, well, shit, I actually don't have to get up and train, or there's nothing now I'm working towards to hit the peak. It can be lost. And that's why you find a lot of players, once they retire, they become lost, because that adrenaline, that euphoria of scoring goals, people coming up to them, once that's gone, they're like, who the fuck are they? Do you know what I'm saying? So
was there sorry.
Oh no, since you retired, I thought you'd been busier, no?
Busier.
Hollywood superstar these days.
Nah,
Mate,
man. Do you know what?
There's rumours going around about you.
Do you know the maddest thing is, you know what I've found, which I didn't know while I was playing, and what I found new, is the fact how much having control of your own time is the most powerful thing. I think once you're in something, it consumes you, and that is you. So, and I thought it would be exactly the same when I retire. I'd just be like, oh shit, I'm going to go into this and I'm going to allow it to consume me. And then you taste a little bit of, wait, hold on. I can take my kids to now, I can be a football dad. Yeah. So I can go watch my daughter train, But then at the same time, you've got to be like, well, shit, I've still got to go out and work and earn. Because the shit, I was the EFL. I didn't fucking earn that sort of money. But you then realise that quality and that balance. And I always say this with life. And then, of course, as you lot ain't there yet, but you start getting older, you start seeing shit which is like, well, hold on, tomorrow really isn't promised. So people that I've known have passed. And then you're kind of thinking, and sometimes I can get deep, it can get morbid sometimes. You're thinking, right, if I went today, shit, would I have any regrets? And I'll be saying that, nah, man, shit, do the things that you enjoy. So at the moment now I'm traveling. At the same time, you got to also know that I've got to be working because shit ain't free. But that's what I found. I found that I'm enjoying that balance, that quality of life, that being able to pick and choose what I want to do. So as long as it can continue like this, I'm fucking loving it. It's when it gets to that point where the phone don't ring and now all of a sudden I'm like, oh shit, maybe I have to. But as it stands now, by the grace of God, it continues. I'm in a fucking good place.
What do you think you're best well known for? Would you say it's the football or not really?
I would say I'm best known for, it's a hard one. I think I'm more known outside the game now. I would say that. I would say as I played, I definitely utilized the fact of the engine of a FIFA. I used the engine
That's
of
how I
a
knew
Sky.
you. I see you from FIFA, and when I see you for the first time, I was like, "Oh my days, you're as big as you are." I couldn't believe it.
So I was I wouldn't say calculated, but
Still to this day,
I would say that when I realised how fucking big FIFA was, that's the thing. I didn't realise, and I think the slightly older generation, I'm aware of it now, and I think the older generations now knows the power of social media and the power of certain platforms. But going back 12 years ago, I didn't realise how powerful and how much the younger generation consumed that. So as soon as I found out, I doubled down. So I think that I think more people know me for the FIFA game, but of course it coincides with I played football.
Yeah.
So
No, of course,
yeah, you worked your bollocks off to maintain that level. Yeah.
That's what I did, sort of thing. But I mean, I'll always say this, right? I think some people, and I was one of them. I was very much I used to fight the grain. So I used to fight the narrative that people kind of only knew me for my size. So it was, oh yeah, it's because he's this, that he's getting this. So initially I did. And the reason why I cared was because I felt that I was putting in work in my profession. So I was taking professional pride to say, but why are you adding any, I'm good because I'm good. I've got a good touch because I've got a good touch.
Yes,
whereas I was getting that, oh, he's got a good touch for a big man, or he's getting. So, no, to be fair, I'm very good penalty taker now.
What?
Too soon.
I see one not long ago.
Yeah, but that's like me saying you can't dress when you was 8. You can't be. Come on, player. You gotta understand. you gotta understand where stuff is. You know what I'm saying? And you learn. That's the biggest thing. But yeah, so then I got comfortable with. Look, you know what? Don't get the game twisted. It's going to be very hard for you to change the narrative, especially with social media, especially with the media. It's going to be very hard for you. So you can be like, I want to be known for this. I want to be known for this. But if there's a narrative already there and it picks up momentum, it's going to be very hard. So I'll always say to individuals, look, get comfortable with who you are. So at the end of the day, I was like, well, fuck it. Like, I know I've got a good touch.
Yeah.
So if you want to add, I've got a good touch for a big guy, fuck, that's for you. And then you then get comfortable and you can then be unapologetically yourself. And I'll always say, listen, that comes with age. It comes with what you, at right now, at 21 and whatever age you are, 41, look it. But anyway, at whatever age you're at, you feel like, okay, you know what? This is the most important. But then you'll go through experiences and think, well, fuck me, man. That shit ain't nothing to what I thought it was. And that's where you start being like, look, think what you got to think, do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to walk your path.
Did it ever make you feel insecure that people were sort of seeing you as the big guy and not seeing you for who the person that you actually are and the ability that you actually have? It must have frustrated you a little bit.
Frustrated was the word. Insecure was never the word. It was never, I never felt insecure, because the funny thing is, I'll always say this. It was, and I remember, and I'll get back to why getting called fat, getting called, having a good touch for a big guy never really, I would say broke me, but never really angered me to that degree. Was because when I was playing football, all these so-called proper footballers or proper looking footballers couldn't handle the guy that they were saying wasn't a footballer, or wasn't shaped or looked like a footballer. So it never really, to that point, I was like, the fuck, these guys that you're saying that look like footballers, fucking, they're getting pushed all over the place or getting pinned all over the place. So that side of it, as an insecure, I was like, I can play ball. That was the one thing I always knew. And then again, like I say, because you're a product of your experiences at a very young age, I'd went through the racial abuse. I went through the isolation. I went through having to grow up very, very early. So then by the time I'd come over here, not saying it's right, but it was fucking PG sort of stuff. It was PG, like they were calling me fat. And I was like, but shit, at 18, they were saying zigga, 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 shoot the fucking nigger. So when you weigh that shit up, it was like, okay, well, is that the best you've got? So for me, throughout my journey, throughout my path, it was, like I said, an 18-year-old Akinfenwa will talk different from a 24 to a 28 to a 32 to a 40-year-old. So because you're a product of experiences, you learn from it and you grow.
So would you say you were born with thick skin, or you had to, teach yourself to deal with...
No, born with thick skin. There's four of us, and my older sister, my older brother, myself, my younger brother, parents, traditional African parents, got whooped, very strict in the sense where, and was raised to be, look, we're a family. This is what we're about. You know what I'm saying? And whatever it is you want to do it. Stand 10 toes down in it. So I was very much like that. And I don't know if they call it middle child syndrome, but I was a very stubborn and determined kid. I was that. Didn't like to lose from young, knew what I wanted. And so I say the thick-skinned was, I was just built this way. But of course, when you're built that way, until you go through certain experiences, you don't really know how you're going to react to it. But listen, I'll always say I wouldn't change one thing that I'd went through in regards to especially career and experiences. And that's down to being rejected from all the trials I was going through. The only thing I'd say that one regret was when I left Swansea when I was injured. It's my only regret that I've said in football. But other than that, I wouldn't change one thing.
I'm glad that you brought up your family, because I actually wanted to get a little bit of advice from a couple of my olders. I know you're obviously very close to your brothers.
Yeah.
And
I'm
so
close to mine, yeah.
I'm going to go a little bit deep here, but like I said, I wanted some advice. I've got two brothers who I love, but I struggle to show them the affection and appreciation that you two show your brothers.
Okay.
Like I don't have that relationship with them, although I know that they're very important to me, but I don't know why, but I struggle to realize that they're the ones that have been with me since day one, and they'll be the ones that will be with me till the end. And I just don't, like when I was watching your documentary, I watched it a couple of weeks ago, your relationship with your brothers is like your best friends.
Yeah.
And I don't have that, but I want to have that.
Oh, okay, let me ask the questions. Where do you sit in age?
I'm a middle child.
So you're the middle one?
Yeah.
Okay. And how old's your older brother?
26.
And your younger brother?
19.
Do you all still live in the same house?
Yeah.
Okay, let me say this, right? So I also would say you're a product of your environment. So the way we was raised, I touched on, my mum and dad, I'm talking about instilled that it was family. As in, like, I remember laughing with my mum, like if aunties and uncles came over from Nige, we all then had to go into one room. Do you know? So it was always the six of us, mum, dad, four. And my parents were very much to the point where when we were younger, we wasn't tight, but we were family. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I believe, especially boys, there's that testosterone. And me and my older brother, oh my fucking days. we clashed, and I can say it now, we clashed because of me. Because my older brother's very laid back and I'm very opinionated and I'm very stubborn. So because that, he was very much like, B's gonna be B. Do you know what I'm saying? And I remember I was like, he let me say shut up, he let me swear. There's a 3-year gap between me and him. But when we all lived in the same house, I feel like you're on top of each other all the time. But like I said, if anybody outside the family would always be there. That was just what it was. But that genuine, as in, all I know is my brothers. That's all I know. And then, listen, I moved out at 18. My older brother moved out by 20-something. And then my younger brother was the last one there and then moved out. One thing I would say, it comes down to, listen, I don't know how your mum and pops is, but it was installed into us that family's over anything. And then as you get older, you then be like, and I always said I was lucky. I'm very much, I lent on my older brother. And then I took my younger brother under my wing from early. So he went to a different school. I followed suit. I went to the same school as my older brother. My younger brother said, fuck that, man. He wants girls. So he went to a mixed school.
What, you went all boys school?
I went to all boys school.
Oh, no good.
So I followed, the worst thing is I just followed suit. Like my older brother went to Highbury Grove and then very much was whatever my older brother did, that's what I was going to follow and do. And that's what I did. But then my younger brother was very much, he wants to go to a different school. But then at 17, what I did with my younger brother, I was like, you know what? I don't want you to go off and hang with your man them. They're still your friends, but wherever we go, you're going to come. So he was 17, I was 21 at that time. So,
bit of a gap.
Yeah, and it's funny because he was a big 17-year-old, but still 17. You can't get away from being 17. But because we took him early, and I say we, I was 21, my older brother was 24. So
Did you not have a shared friendship group?
Not at that point. Not at that point. We all had one friend, but my younger brother didn't bring nobody because I wasn't rolling with too many 17-year-olds.
Yeah, Jews.
But so then that was what we was very much about. 3 brothers, then 1 more person, 3 brothers, and then 2 more people. And then as you get older, like I said, experience happened, you know what I'm saying? Be it loss of job, be it lose a girlfriend, be it mums and pups, and that's that thing. But I mean, you already know, you've stated it, you already know your brothers are your brothers. You know that, look, push comes to shove, your brothers are going to be there.
Yeah.
But it's that thing where it's that authenticity in the sense that you actually enjoy hanging with your brothers outside. Because but if you're living with your brothers and then you're going out and then coming back with it's a lot.
Yeah.
You're like, bruv, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Did you never fight with your brothers, like proper tear-ups?
We had an unwritten rule that we could never punch.
I wish I had that in my house.
See, I just,
honestly.
it's mad.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, don't get it twisted. It's funny because we know we've got a lot of friends who's got brothers and they would say that, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? They fought and that. And I don't know what it was, but me and my brothers just knew we couldn't punch each other in the face. We just knew that. But when I'm talking about, like, if my brothers is here when we had an argument in my mum's house, everything here would get wrecked because we would be
Oh, wait, so you're taking it on each other, you're tearing up the
No.
house.
I'm talking about we would grab, and...
But no punches.
But there'd be no punches. So we'd smash each other, like, we smashed up my mum's unit, but, like, I'm talking about, but we couldn't. Like,
Did anyone ever break the rule? Surely someone broke the rule, one little jab.
Sister.
Really?
My sister was the one who raised us.
You can't even do nothing
My
back.
sister raised us. So my sister was like, she was the extended mum. Do you know what I'm saying? So when my parents worked all the time, my sister, she's the oldest. And she's the first person that ever punched me in my face. I mean, my mum told me...
How old were you?
I must have been 15.
Big hit?
Oh, my days.
Nearly sleeping?
Bruv.
No.
Oh, on God. Bruv. And then, so what happened? Mum told me off and I'm walking and I'm mumbling. What the fuck, man? Fuck off. As I walked out the room. My sister was like, what would you say? So then then she smacked me, punched me, bam, in my face, down. And then my mum come and she was telling her off. And then she said why she hit me. And then my mum, bam,
What, you
Double
what?
whammy. I was like, oh, fuck. But that was the first time I got punched.
Is that
But
the only
that's when-
time you've ever been banged?
Yeah.
So you actually got a record of 0, and 1.
Yeah. only time I've ever been banged in my face. But that's when I knew I could take a punch.
Yeah, but
Because my
surely,
sister.
surely you've had other fights though, no?
No, I haven't, as in, no one's punched me in my face. I'll tell you that. As in, when I've had a scrap, I've been caught in the face, elbows and that. But
I'd know
I've
the
never been
answer to
punched
this
in
then.
the face.
I was going to ask you, if you got asked to have a boxing match, are you having it?
You know, the maddest thing is I started training recently for that. I started recently because I got asked to do them jump on that Misfits fight.
Opponent?
Eddie Hill.
Nah, nobody's
Man,
come out. Like I've had a lot of
Heavyweight, come
people.
on, you've got to be a
I've
big
had
heavyweight.
people come out in X, Y, and Z. But for me, I actually do like to. I like the boxing actually for training. I like that. I like the cardio in that. But if I get into the ring, I'd rather need proper time to be able to. I can fight. I can't box. That's what I said. So I was training with Leon McKenzie, who is fucking bad boy trainer. But
Is it on the horizon?
it can be. I mean, I was really on it 6 months ago.
Saudi
And
card.
then-
Saudi card incoming.
It's just got, to be fair,
coming.
that could be the way I can get to
Oh,
Saudi,
yeah.
get that Saudi money.
Saudi Misfits
But
incoming.
yeah, but then again, I ain't trying to. The reason is, I'm
Breaking
telling you
news.
why I wouldn't lose, because you couldn't make me a meme. That's how much you could not make me a meme. Like, you snooze Akinfenwa. Fuck that. I'm telling you.
I hope you don't get in the
I
ring just in
wouldn't have-
case.
Nah.
Is there anyone? Obviously, you seem like you got peace with everyone on the planet, but is there anyone that you'd actually want to have a scrap with? Anyone that you think could match you, like a realistic, like an Eddie Hall, like someone like that?
Do you know what? Eddie Hall's a fucking monster, brother. I see one thing where he was fighting 2 people, and yeah, I see him when he's fighting 4 as well. I was like, oh, fuck that.
How many Zack cash kits would it take to fuck you up?
Aye.
I ain't gonna lie, cuz at least 90.
No, that's outrageous.
you were going to say
I thought
2 or
I thought he was going to say 9, which would have been respectable. 90.
Nine.
At
Zero.
least 90. You're one of them.
I know I'm a big
No,
dog,
do you know
man.
what would lose me is that I'd get tired. That's the only thing. After like I knocked out 25 of you, just one, because you're like a one-hitter quitter.
Nah,
Disagree.
listen.
He can scrap.
Oh yeah, you growing up with fight.
You know when somebody can fight, you know when you laugh.
Oi.
When somebody can fight and they say something, they're like, oh, fuck, only if you knew. Oh, fuck, I can scrap. Only I see it in his face. Oh, I ain't cool.
He can. He
Hey, we're
can.
gonna have to sort this out.
No,
Hey,
This is the
no.
Misfits.
I could.
hey,
It wouldn't
your first
be that.
boxing match.
It wouldn't. It wouldn't.
Zack
One
versus
thing I'll tell you,
Bayo.
one thing I would say when it comes to, I can fight. So when it comes to pure strength,
Well,
as
yeah.
in a punch,
You got pick me up by my face.
it's that.
Game
But
over.
but then again, this is why I've got so much respect for boxers, because I've gone into the ring and I've trained. I trained with Yard, and Yard just let me. He was like, yeah, cool, come at me, hit me as hard as you can, and he was just moving. And literally, like I said, I swear down, after it wasn't even up to a minute.
Yeah.
30 seconds, and I was just like, oh shit, this guy could really annihilate me after that. So I got the utmost respect for boxers.
Do you reckon you got a chance in the first minute versus Anthony Yard? Genuine question.
In the first minute?
First minute. First 30 seconds.
Who's
because
Anthony Yard?
I went boxing with my brother the other week. I don't box, he boxes. I'm telling you, first 20 seconds, I rocked him. Yeah. We done a 4-round fight. I got beaten up for 3.5 rounds.
I think for 30 seconds, as in Yard, because Yard's not a heavyweight, I think it'd be different with Anthony Joshua. I don't think 30 seconds, I last 30 seconds with Joshua. I think Joshua would put man to sleep in 30 seconds. And that's how much, but don't get twisted, I'd grab him and could hold him for 30 seconds. That's what I'd like to think. But I'd listen, and I think until you get into a ring, you don't, because you've been in a boxing ring, so you know the respect for boxers.
in, man.
Yeah, but it's,
I walked away like bruised up everywhere.
that's where, for me, the respect level I got for boxers is fucking.
What about MMA fighters? They're on a different level of sickness. They're mentally ill.
Yeah,
They're
not well.
not. When you say that, they're not right. They are modern day gladiators. Literally, they want to go in and they just want to. I did something with. Who's the champion now?
Bilal?
No,
Usyk.
no.
I am
MMA.
Phil. I am Phil.
No, the MMA, the big guy. The
Oh,
one who's
and
called-
Garner.
No, not him. The one who's
Jones.
calling out John Jones. The one who's calling out John Jones. The
Oh,
English
Tom
guy.
Aspinall.
Yeah.
Listen, he has John Jones. He puts him to sleep in the
No,
first
he
minute.
doesn't.
Mate,
No, he
does
doesn't.
him.
No one's
Look,
putting Jones to sleep.
Jones.
Mate, he
is the
sleeps
goat.
Jones.
Jones is the goat.
Is the
No,
goat.
listen, he is. But that was in his prime. He's not that guy no more.
Yeah.
You can't beat up a man like John Jones.
I just think he knows too much. I
They've
think
got the
he's.
best
I
sporting
think
family
he's
in the world,
street.
you know?
I think he's street sense.
Yeah.
I think, don't get it twisted, I think Tom it will come with brute strength. I think he would. But I just think John Jones is street sense. But listen, it'd be good.
I hope
like,
Tom don't hear this, especially if you was with him the other week.
Yeah. To be fair, listen, for me, the way he is as an individual, but he's a cool guy. And even the way he's calling him out, he's like, look, man, let's put it to the test. And I think that's what you can only say. I can only go off of seeing Tom knock out everybody that's coming to his range. But I've also something with experience. That's why I just think John Jones would edge him. But German, each way it is, it'd be a good fight.
I want another little bit of advice from you. I think maybe it's for the both of us. How the fuck do I stay consistent in the gym? I get a little rhythm going, yeah, and then I'm like I'm seeing progress, and then I don't go one day, and then I'm done.
Yeah.
I struggle. I struggle
Oh, wait,
to
I've
keep
got to ask a question
consistent.
before that. How much can you lift?
Oh, you know what the maddest thing is? I actually can't lift as much. I did a session with an Olympian, world strong. He's only 21. We did it yesterday, and we went to do bench press, and my shoulder's just gone. So I don't lift heavy, but I lift daily. So so it's funny. It leads on to your question. You've got to want it. I do not want to lift heavy anymore. When I was playing, that was one of the main things I wanted to do. I was always going, I remember I was like, I'm always going to bet on my 1 rep max. I'm always going to bet on my 1 because I wanted it. I kid you not. And I say the mind is, I have this same thing with my son. So my son's like, he wants to get better, wants to get faster, wants to get stronger. But for him, he'll do it for a day after a conversation. And then exactly the next day, he's, you do anything? I'll do it tomorrow. I always say this, right? You can get motivated. So I can give you motivation, or I can call you up and say, listen, let's have a gym session. And you'd be like, yeah, cool, man. I'll do it because we're together. But if it's not something you want for you, and this is why I say the mind's the most powerful thing. The mind is the most powerful thing we got. So whenever people chat about whatever it is they've accomplished, the thing that is the strongest they've got is their mind. So when you say how you stay motivated, is the question I'll come back to you is, why do you want it? Why do you want to go to the gym?
I don't even know if I do want it.
So you've answered the question.
But I actually do.
So right, until you get to that point,
you don't want to work for it. That's it.
Until you get to that point, until you get to the point where you know what I actually do. As soon as you get to that point, so right now, if you're you've got to look at it, right? You've got to find what works for you. So what is that thing that is, do I want money? Do I want girls to want me? Do I want to look good? Do I want to feel healthy? You've got to find out that. So there's a question with you. Forget anybody else. It's that question with you. And then once you've identified that, then you then start tweaking it. Like it's funny because everybody thinks I love doing this bike. When I mean I hate doing this bike, the watt bike I do every single day, bar once, maybe I do it 6 times minimum. And how I've done it for me is I do it as whenever I do it, I'm 1-0 up. So I start the day 1-0 up. If I don't, I'm already 1-0 down.
I like that.
So but that's how I do it for me because it works for me. I don't like to be behind.
Yeah.
So, but like anything, the question I asked for myself is, okay, why am I doing it? And my thing is because I like to eat what I want to eat and I don't want to be overly big. That's my reason. And then 2, I got 2 daughters. So I got to stay kind of hench because I'm going to have to fuck up a few man them that try and date them. So, and now the worst thing is I'm the most passive guy generally, but when it comes to my kids or especially my daughters, that's the one where I won't smile like I smile now. But so when I say that, people like always laugh. In the back of my mind, I'm just like, yeah, whoever dates them, watch, step out of line, I'll fuck you up on
Like
sight.
Bad Boys when they meet Reggie
Not
at the
even
door.
Bad Boys. Bad Boys is the nice one. Mine's Den of Thieves with 50 Cent. Like, that's the real one.
Yeah.
Bad Boys was like, yeah, it's Reggie, haha. Me, I'll fuck a brother up, I tell you that. Nah, I swear to you. But coming back to your...
I can't let my mum watch this, by the way.
Oh,
She
yeah.
tells me you're a big cuddly bear.
Oh, no, I am. My mumsy knows. Mumsy knows. Like, I'm a cuddly bear. But mumsy mess with her boys and she don't play games. I fucking know that. So she knows that. When you mess with my daughters, I don't play games. So we know that. But yeah, when it comes down to motivation, find out what it is find out what it is you want. And then, like anything.
I'll be going to bed, and I'll be telling myself, I'm getting up at 6 o'clock. I'll set an alarm. I'm literally, it's not even an option. Like, I'm going.
Yeah.
The alarm goes off and I'm literally like, fuck off. I just turn it off.
I get that. And the worst thing is I get that. And then I'll also say, so if that happens for you, you'd be like, all right, cool. I set it for 6. So if you don't do it for one day, for me, I'll always say there's kind of nothing wrong with that. Get into your mind and to not trying to do it for 2 days. Get into your mind not to try and do it for 3 days. That's that mindset. So, but then at the end of the day, I keep saying, you don't want it. And the crazy thing is there's nothing overly bad in that, because I'll always say the things that you do want, you will get up. So if you come in here to do a podcast, regardless of what, you set your alarm for 5 o'clock, you're going to get here for 6. So you want it. So that's where it is. And I always say, you can't really lie to yourself as you start developing. As you start getting, you can't lie to yourself. Like, I can say as many shit to you lot and say, nah, man, I don't eat anything or I never drink. I can say that to you. You can walk away believing me, but as soon as I get in the car and look in the mirror, I can't lie to myself.
Yeah.
So that's that thing. So when you say, yeah, I want to do it, I've set my alarm. No, it sounds good. So once you start, because the things you want to do, you do. The things you want to do in regards to, and I'm just talking about, I'm keeping it as, you know, some people want to get deep, but, you know what I'm saying, whatever, it's a mental rah. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you're if you're able and you're saying you want to do something, because the things you want to do, you do. The things you don't want to do, you don't do. And that's just how it is. But I'll also say that, like anything, there's not tricks, there's things that, because you know what it is that's going to push you a little bit more. You know if you're a little bit competitive. So if you're not, then you're going to be like, all right, cool, I got to find out what works for me. So I'm competitive with my brothers. So if I'm like, oh, fuck it, I'm not doing that. Like today, I've got a gym session at 9 o'clock because my brothers already hit our target. So so for me, he is my competitor. So I'm like, all right, cool. Find out what makes you be like, nah, man, fuck it. And this is what's going to drive me to do it. And I think that with most people, find out what works for you.
What's your gym music? Because I had a prediction. I said to Pinkers, I reckon you listen to like Disney princess stuff.
Come on, you're a G then. So you're certified. But I'm telling you, I'd laugh and joke with people. But I think when it comes to music is there to make you feel good. Don't get twisted. Every now and again, I do listen to DMX because
I've called it.
Like, I do listen to DMX, but I'm a Disney. I listen to Boys to Men. Today I listened to some rock as well. It just played. It come on Spotify, and it just played, and it was like, I was like, oh, okay. And then after a while, it was shit. So
Do you like white girl music?
No.
Taylor Swift. You're not a Taylor Swift. You're not a Swiftie.
I couldn't even tell you a Taylor Swift track.
What?
What, do you listen to Frozen then? Is it the Frozen songs you like?
No, so I listen to like Aladdin,
Yeah.
Mulan,
Yeah.
Lion King, Jungle Book.
What about like a little bit of Katy Perry, like Miley Cyrus, like California girls?
Nah, big man. Nah, man. But one thing I would say though, which may shock people, like I actually do listen to the 90s boy band sometimes. So when you do the bike every day, you kind of go through music constantly. So then there'll be a day where, like I put on Spotify the other day, I've said Spotify twice, like they're sponsoring this shit. But I put on the other day,
They'll be in touch soon.
Hopefully.
NSYNC against Backstreet Boys.
You got to understand, we weren't born in.
Oh, yeah,
we
you
were
lot are
born
just
in the
so
2000s.
just-
Back streets back. Yeah.
Yeah. So I listened to that. So I listened to some 90s boy bands, but like I said, you lot were your pops.
Yeah.
So you don't really want to know about that. But nah, the Katy Perry, that white guy, no, that's not really my music. But
Who was popping off? Like, who was your Drake when you first had like
40 though,
access.
you know.
You didn't realise?
Oh, you?
He's 40.
I'm 42.
42.
Yeah, man.
Oh my god.
That's mad.
Wow.
I know. It makes me
you-
laugh because I still get people asking me
You're
why
an
I'm
old boy these
retired.
days.
I'm grown, man. I'm fucking grown.
42.
I tell
You
you
got
what,
you got
see-
another 60 left.
So what? Wait, when was I watching you play football? Then you would have been what, 37, 38?
Yeah, so I signed for. When did Scotty come?
I don't know, but all I know is you two were like the best partnership in history.
So it was. So I signed at 34. I signed at 34. Scotty didn't come the first season. Did he come the first season?
I don't know.
No, he come the. Oh
You
shit!
had like
15, 16.
It was like
didn't he, John?
He come the first season in Jan, maybe. So yeah, so I was 35, 36
Wow.
when you started watching, because that's when I think Scotty come in the first season, you know.
Was he your favourite partner?
No.
Or who was the favourite partner?
Lee Trundle was my favourite partner.
Oh,
Lee Trundle was my favourite partner. But what me and Scotty had was, I always say my strike partners make me look better. And I'll always say this, and that's not as in me trying to be humble or anything. Scotty was so good at reading the play that it always made out like I was precision. Like I put it in and I
thought
can
you
just
did a
put
good
it
job.
in. Huh?
I thought you were doing an unbelievable job, honestly. The way you play, you give him all the space though, no?
It was, but this is what I'm saying. It like outside looking in, they're like, fucking hell. Like Akinfenwa's got vision. But when you've got somebody who's that quick and can read the play, you put it in an area. So it's just an area. Whereas, and that's what I'd say. Same, I played with Trundle. Trundle was fucking, if we had fucking social media when Trundle was playing, flipping hell. But Scotty used to always, Scotty was a lot of work because Scotty didn't realise the simplicity. And I think as you get older, you realise the simplicity is as effective as the complication bit. And I say that to say, right, don't get twisted. It's fucking wicked if you score a 40-yard volley. Fucking wicked. Look back at it. But it is the same as if you score a tap-in, as in you both scored a goal. Like literally, that's at the end of it, it's a goal. What Scotty failed at was that when we, as a partnership, Scotty would do less but do more. Then when he had to do more to then give out less, that's the thing where I say simplicity is as powerful as being complicated, sorry. So that's what I think Scotty had learned as he's gotten older. I know he's a father now and he's going to realise that shit. But I love
still
that
don't
partnership.
think he knows it.
He still doesn't know.
Nah.
I'll put it past
I
him.
will ask you this though. Do you think he's the fastest player to ever play in the EFL? I think he could be.
Nah.
Was he that quick?
He was that
obviously
quick, I'm
you-
telling you.
No.
I think
is
he'd
a
be
bit-
Carl Walker in a race.
What Scotty?
EFL?
No.
I think he would in 100 metres.
Let
What a
me tell you
ridiculous
something.
He's in the
assignment.
10 seconds, I reckon.
Scotty was, who did Scotty race and he beat? But it wasn't by much. We
No
actually
idea.
got it on video. I can't remember. But Scotty, Carl Walker is, listen, I played with both. I played with both of them. So
Where'd you play with Walker?
Northampton. Carl Walker.
What?
So Carl Walker's faster than Scotty. Also,
Adama.
I think Scotty are over 20 yards is fucking rapid. But over the length of the pitch, man, Nathan Tyson would beat Scotty. Maybe did he race Tyson? No, maybe he didn't. Nathan Tyson was quicker, even in Tyson's heyday as well, when he was at Wickham first. Scotty quick, but he little boy quick. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's like 5'5", isn't he? 5'6".
Yeah, he's little boy quick and he's sharp. But as in for blistering pace, we had somebody at Northampton. I think his name was Kelvin. He's probably wrong. Fuck it. To be fair, he would have left Scotty. Like he was a sprinter. But Scotty quick, man. Scotty quick.
He did tell me to say something to you though.
Go on.
Do you miss his gay banter in the changing rooms?
Scotty got punched up many a times because he was just doing such weird shit. Like him, bruv, and the worst thing is like, look, shout out my boy Gapey and that, because Gapey took him under his wing. But what them man used to just do and that, like, for me, it was a no-go. I was like, look, bruv, there's like 20 plus man in the changing room, chill. And that's where you say, like, what I say about brothers, like, sometimes because you're under each other's feet all the time, it just gets a lot. Scotty got a lot sometimes, and I had to whoop him. I had to whoop him a couple times. That's my guy.
This might be a stupid question, but is there like that much of a difference? Obviously, there's a big difference. How good would someone like Scott, who obviously was a brilliant footballer but never made it to like the Premier League levels, if you stuck him on a Sunday League pitch, how many is he scoring? Like, how big is the gap between pro and?
It's massive.
It's massive. Scotty would score shitloads of goals because he'd be that much quicker and sharper than the players. But there's like it's very hard to explain the levels. Like, one thing I would say is that once you play around good players, your level, so you can pluck Scotty from professional inside and he don't look as good because they're not on the same wavelength, so they don't see the pass. He's making runs. He has to do a bit more. And you see that when you see players go from other clubs to other clubs, that they're not the same. You can just see, because there's just levels to shit.
I was about to say that.
If you was in it though, how many would you score? Because I've seen Cooley Woodrow play for a Sunday League team. He played in my brother's team. He scored 100 goals in a season.
Yeah, like do you know the funny thing? I had this debate with somebody. I think, and I can only go off recent. So I play the same. Especially in the last 8 years. The last 8 years, I've played the same. So it actually doesn't matter what level I was at. I played the same. And for myself, I honestly think, say we got a run at the Prem. So let's say Wickham got a run at the Prem. So we made it. I would have played exactly the same in the Prem. And I maybe not have scored as many goals because you wouldn't have had the ball. And I found that at the Champ. But my level was exactly the same. So it didn't matter if I was playing against a Sunday League defender or we played against Man City. My game was very simple.
You could do it against any defender.
So that's my game. I didn't need. It's not like I needed anybody else. My game was simplicity. It was bring others involved, get hold of the ball, and get into the box. Simplify your game. That's what I did as I got older. So when you say would I've scored 100, listen, I would have scored goals because I scored goals at every level I played at. But I don't know if it would have been 100.
Was there ever any players that you looked at that you played with and thought, like, how the fuck have you gotten this far? How were you actually a professional footballer? Because it's so hard to be a professional. And there's some players that I've seen play, like when Willian was at Arsenal.
Yeah.
I was watching him and I was thinking, like, how are you a professional right now? Like, what you're doing is not
Okay, so I always look at I look at it like this, and I actually, this is why I enjoy. I love the radio because you have dialect with people, and I always think football's one of the things where people look at it as in tunnel vision. That's how I see it, right? So I think, like anything, say we came in and watched you interview and you fumbled your interview, and that was because you didn't like the fucking lighting, you had an argument with the manager prior, you didn't sleep, but then 3 months prior to that, you was just shutting it down, you know what I'm saying? And then man wouldn't turn around and say you was the deadest. They'll just be like, oh, bruv, you dead on that day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I think when it comes to football, I think football is just to beat or to make it pro with how many people want to be pro says how good that individual is. I'll always say that. Then there's levels where I say mentally where you're like, and I do think there's a lot that comes into football. So manager going, being around players, running momentum, getting to the Prem. But I always look at it just for every player that's been in the change room. And there's trials that come in, you'd be like, you're not going to make it. We can see it. You're not going to make it. You know, sometimes you're maybe there because of who you know, but there will still be a level that they can play at. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? So I always look at it like there's been players that's come in on trial and we just know it's like, well, you're not for this level. And that is fine. Do you know what I'm saying? Wherever we are, whatever style we play. Like when people come into Wickham, like I said, Eze, I said this story. So we had Richie Eze come in, and don't get twisted, in training we knew he was a baller. But We was Wickham. We played direct football. We played back to front. We didn't use the midfielder. Didn't play through the lines. Ainsworth didn't play us like that. So when you get somebody that's that techie, you're like, oh, wow, we get he's techie, but we need somebody that's just going to win the ball back and do diags because that's how we play.
A shit house.
Yeah,
he was unplayable. He
but
still is to this day.
It was so, but what you realise when somebody's just fucking that good. And I remember I sat down, Ainsworth used to call me in the morning and say, look, this is what I'm looking to go through on Saturday. What's your views? We're playing Cambridge away. So he's like, look, I'm thinking of starting Eze. So I was like, gaff, Cambridge are massive. Big team, man. Like, maybe we should just,
Have you told him
go
this?
solid. Mum, I've told the story live on Sky, so he's fucking seen it. So I've gone, gaff, I think we've got to stay in the game. Then bring Eze on and we'll shut it down. He was like, you know what, cool. Like, I'll think about it. So anyway, we've got to start in 11 and Eze started. He scored his 2 debut goals in that. 2 goal of the seasons in that game.
Top
we
left.
won top left, top right. Just did that. Bap, bap, bap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I did want to say I did assist his first goal, but let's not put that out there. But I remember saying it afterwards. I remember even after it, taking him to the crowd and saying, this brother here is, and I remember going to the gaff and said, you know what, gaff? This is why I won't be a manager. One, because I won't argue on that. And that's when sometimes you've just got people that are just different level. And even to styles, he wasn't. He would be the first to say, fucking hell, Wickham, they just play long ball. You know what I'm saying? Or direct ball, I like to say. But adapted himself to it and gone on to fucking be one of the baddest man them in the Premier.
He's got to join City.
Yeah.
Got to.
Nah, man. You better go to Liverpool, man.
Nah, no chance.
He'll go to Liverpool.
No, he
It's
won't.
not-
What, are you getting into him to go there?
I was going to punch him up after he scored against Liverpool last season. I went outside his training ground, but he chose not to come out.
Is that when they beat you lot?
That's what it be,
That's when you realise you ain't winning it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. After that game, I was like, I was literally pissed. I actually would have punched him in his chest. Like, not hurt him, but I would have hit him.
I had to show him levels, man. When he come round, I had to give him a spanking on Mario Kart. He thought he was good at it. Man,
You spanked him, yeah?
got him on a Mario Kart. Game over. Done.
Apparently he's the nicest
One
guy.
race I won it. I was like, yeah, no more races.
No more races. He is
He's blinder.
genuinely, like, there's people that, I think they said that about Kante. I've never met him, but there's just genuine people that you want to win. He's one of them. It's just, he hasn't changed. We sat down, did a podcast with him. He hasn't changed. Like, he's got the world at his feet and he's just, and just be like, yeah, B, I just want to go and play football. That's just what he is. It's not, and that's a beautiful trait, man.
Did you see his interview the other day when his goal was ruled out ridiculously by the ref? Yeah, what a finish.
Yeah,
And normally you'd be fucking fuming. There'd be players like calling out VAR and that. And he said, refs made a mistake. We all make mistakes. Like, he was just so calm with it.
Just calm with it. Just bothered with it. Just like, look, man, that is what it is. So I'll go and do that shit next week. And that's just the kind of individual he is. So big up Eze, you get me?
Yeah, legend. Maybe we'll get him on one day, please.
One
God.
day.
Please,
You
God.
know who we got to go to for that? The big man.
Say now, you said you beat him at Mario Kart. He told me he don't like you anyway, cuz.
Liverpool, any chance this season? Any chance?
You know what? Look, I've been saying this. I've gone into this season curious. I'm a bit apprehensive, and I think disappointing is too strong of a word, but no signings, or we just brought in Chiesa and we brought a keeper that's coming in next week. I think what that kind of says to me is slots come in and they must have told him that they're not going to sign nobody, they haven't got no money, which is a bit worrying, because I think you want a manager to come in and say, listen, I see what we've got, but this is what I've identified where I need to add. I know they've said they were trying to bring in players, but it then says a lot, or adds a lot of pressure for you to better what Klopp did with the same players.
Yeah.
So that means you've got to go and win the Premier League. So that's where I'm cautious or apprehensive with the league. But Sunday will give us a good indication in regards to, we got United at Old Trafford.
Spank them.
So,
Yeah,
the maddest thing is, it's like, I thought that when we had them in the FA Cup. I do think we'll win. No, to be fair, I actually don't fucking know.
You're playing counter-attacking football though this season. It's very weird. Like, you're not playing like a big team. Like, when you actually watch them-
No, man. we are playing so much more controlled, which I would prefer us more on a counter attack. So we're now playing. He wants to monopolize the ball, so we're playing a lot around the back. I see our fucking fullbacks are running behind, like our centre backs. He wants ball possession. With ball possession, I thought that's where we struggled. I would prefer us to be a counter attacking team. When United was a problem, they were a counter attacking team.
Arsenal now.
They're a counter. So there's not. The thing is where people say that, oh, you know what, you're not playing like a big team. I'm like, at the end of the day, whatever you got to do, because everybody now wants to play like City. And everybody wants to play like Spain. And so and football evolves. So for me, your style's your style.
Yeah.
So let City come. For me, when we was better than City, as in that one season, or when we used to always give them hard games, that was because City.
Never been better than City, I must say.
No,
Never.
well, we won the league, and so we were better than City. when we
No,
won
but
the
it's
league.
because there was no
That
fans.
is
Needed the
battered.
fans around.
That's
Needed
true.
The fans.
That is very
Say
true.
that again?
Needed the fans around.
That is true.
That's all it was.
Nah, it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
No, that's a
No, it's a different
that
sport.
don't
It's
fully
completely
count. I
different
don't
sport.
think that
That's
fully.
Home advantage was completely gone.
Yeah.
Hold
I
on.
agree.
Wait. Hold on.
I agree.
Well, let me see where you're going on. So you're saying City needed their fans
Yeah.
to beat Liverpool.
No,
Most
not just
underrated
that.
fans in the world.
But when Liverpool travelled away, it weren't a proper away game. They weren't travelling to away fans.
Whereas-
It's a fake title.
Hold on,
There's no
Fake
hostility.
title.
Wait
As
a
fake as
minute.
it
Wait a
comes.
minute. Whereas, so City's known that even at the Etihad, they don't
It's
fill
the
up
biggest
their
myth
seats.
in history.
They don't
It's
fill
the
up-
biggest
so
myth.
they
He
don't
don't
fill up
go.
their
He's been once.
seasons.
Mate,
So
mate,
he's
mate,
been- and he's
biggest
sat in the
myth.
box.
Biggest
He's sat in
myth.
the box.
So, and I'm saying, so when you're talking about a team needed their, Anfield is the best place to play at. So when you're talking about the best fans,
Yeah, but it's away games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
They weren't even away. They were
Liverpool's away
training
record is
games.
never as good as their home.
All right, cool. But that's where I was. We can come back to that in regards to the
Fake title.
yeah,
Yeah.
the nonsense there. But when we played against City, City had the ball and pressed them and was a counter attacking. I think what's happened now is there's a way that's successful. What City came in and what Pep's done, and now you're seeing every team passing out from the back saying they need a goalie to. For me, it's like, look, there is many different ways, and you play to your personnel. So Liverpool now, if it's a counter-attacking team, so fucking be it.
Yeah.
Be counter-attacking. As long as we win, I just think everybody's on this, nah, man, we got to play this football. As long as we fucking win, I don't care.
I'm so glad we ain't gone in depth in football with like opinions and that. Have you heard some of these guys?
No, listen. I've
football
got to
opinions?
say this to you because
Go
I've
on.
seen it on your social media
Go on.
that you think. I don't even want to say it. It's that embarrassing.
say it.
I'll say it the right
Say
way.
it,
Yeah,
go on.
KDB is so much better than Gerrard, and I'm not even going to say this actually. Gerrard wouldn't even get in the Man City midfield.
Okay.
See, that's when you overstretch
No,
it.
but
The
it's not,
first
though.
point was
Think about it.
respectable. The
You've got
first
Rodri,
point.
Okay.
you got KDB, you got Foden, and you got Bernardo.
Okay.
Gerrard
okay.
don't fit.
Do you know what? How old are you?
24.
24. So would you say that you haven't watched Gerrard, bar clips?
No, I've seen Gerrard play.
So
I may not have seen.
when? At what age would you have seen Gerrard? What age was you?
You didn't see Prime.
When was his prime? What year was his prime?
06, 07?
Yeah. So, but again, throughout that period, throughout that transit. So when we won the Champions League, so that's we'll say when the comeback was 2005.
05.
So around that for that period. So how old was you at 2005?
5.
Okay, cool. So, all right. So now let me just give you because I won't turn around and say what you're saying is. It's not like it's an outlandish statement.
It's correct.
For you, right?
The first one was respectable.
I can't say nothing as in because I will talk about Messi different to how my dad will talk about Maradona. It's just so. I totally get all that. So where you're saying you've seen KDB, you've watched him, you're of age now to have your own opinion and to pitch games. This is how I look at it in regards to a player. So when you say a player, so I look at Gerrard and KDB, and whenever I look at it, I say, can both players do what both players can do? So that's how I just look at it. Period. Just how I look at it, right?
Yeah.
And if KDB didn't have the Haalands, the Agueros, those players, that's what KDB's from. So KDB was still young when he was at Chelsea.
Wolfsburg,
And still young at
Everyone,
Wolfsburg. So then went to a Man City team which was developing, being able to buy in whoever they wanted to buy in and then develop that team. KDB fucking sick. And I look at it. I just will ask you this question, maybe not seeing prime. So do you think KDB can do everything Gerrard can do? Do you think KDB can do everything Gerrard can do? That's the question I'll ask.
Defensively, maybe not, but
So-
everything he can do going forward, KDB does better.
Of course. Can Gerrard do everything KDB can do?
No.
He can.
He can't do it to his
actually
ability.
can.
He cannot do it to his ability. He can do it, but not his ability.
So at that point, so what can't he do to his ability? This is just that question. What do you think
Listen,
Gerrard can't do to the same as KDB?
Alright,
So
well,
what's
I'm just saying this, yeah.
What's KDB's strength
Yeah.
for you?
He's passing.
Stop,
Gerrard
pause,
was good at passing,
pause.
but he
So
weren't
pause.
even close, though.
So
he weren't close.
So okay,
He weren't close.
okay. So KDB's strengths is passing.
Yep.
What's Gerrard's strength?
He's passing, but it's nowhere
Okay,
near.
so let me
It's
pause.
nowhere
So let me
near.
pause. So this is the conversation I want to have. So your take is KDB when it comes to passing is nowhere near what Gerrard's passing.
No,
is.
the other way around.
So the other way around. And so just as both. So okay, I can give you a question. So if it's 100%, so KDB's 100% at passing.
Yep.
In your mind, where would Gerrard be in passing?
95.
Nah, listen, because there's a big difference. Like, KDB is a 98, yeah?
98. So where's Gerrard?
I don't think there's any player in the world that is above a 90 other than KDB.
No, that's stupid.
No, Harry, you can maybe argue that Harry Kane when he's putting balls in, but
Oh, so
I'm
I
telling
can't
you-
debate you.
no,
then.
I'm just telling you this though.
I can't
Who would
debate.
you rather have the ball, yeah? Putting the ball to you,
Yeah.
Gerrard or KDB? This is like, you have one answer. It's that.
Gerrard.
What the fuck?
And the reason why I'm saying this is the reason why I'm saying, and I think I literally between them, I think when it comes to passing, I literally don't think there's much in it. Either way. So if you wanted to say KDB was better and people was arguing, I wouldn't turn around and say, fuck no, rather. I don't think there's much in their
You'd rather-
passing ability. I'm talking
Gerrard,
about, so I'm talking.
You got your Liverpool goggles on.
No.
You got your City goggles
Do you know
on
what
now.
makes me laugh with? Let me tell you what it is. So do you think KDB at spraying the ball
Yeah.
is very good?
He's good at everything.
So then you don't watch football.
No, mate, he is.
KDB.
He is. When he's switching
so
the ball,
when
he's still
KD,
doing
when
perfect.
KD, so you said there's nobody better than 90. So is Trent when it comes to passing the ball
You know
better
what-
than
you know
KDB?
what? Listen,
I'm trying to get
I'm
where
going to take it
you're
back. I'm
at.
going to take it back. I'm going to take it back. Yeah. Trent's whippersnapper is another fucking level.
So you would so okay.
That's why KDB ain't 100. He's 98.
So
you know?
so you would say when it comes to passing, it's Trent and KDB that's more closer, or not? I'm
long
trying to
balls,
figure out-
long balls. Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask this question. So you think KDB from Diags is as good as Trent?
No.
Where you got? You said he can
no.
do everything.
He can,
But what the? Don't
no,
make
no,
me
no.
listen.
He can do everything.
Don't make me make you answer your question.
Listen, all right, KDB's passing. Yeah, he would be 100 if his long balls were as good as everything else. Yeah.
What's everything else? Trying to
Short
figure.
passes, passing through the line, you name it. Yeah, he's doing it all. Yeah, like
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Trent
Okay.
may have slightly better long balls, but that's not passing. That's just long balls.
Okay. All right. Cool. So
That's just long balls.
What about Scholesy? Better than both of them at the spraying.
long balls, maybe, but overall, the rest of their passing is not at that level. Passing is
okay.
not just one
So,
thing.
all right, let me just go away from this passing thing. Let's just go away from this passing thing. So, I want to say, as players, right? So, your statement, and this is why I don't think I can have this debate with you, because your statement is when it comes to passing, KDB's here and Gerrard's here. Do I get that right?
Yeah, no one's close. Messi might be close, but
so that's why I can't debate that with you, because let me just say that I think KDB's better. I don't, but let's just say when it comes to passing and being able to manipulate the ball, both long, both short, passing through the lines, all of that, right? So let's just say we say KDB's better, right? I don't think there's many people in the English game. I could be wrong, but I don't think there's many people that would have it like this. They may have it like that. They may have it like that. So if it's that close, as in that, if Gerrard can do everything KDB can do, and KDB can't do everything Gerrard can do, how then is Gerrard not better as a midfielder? So, and then I'll say this now. So if Gerrard had to be a 6 and KDB had to be a 6, who would you want? Okay,
KDB.
cool.
No, you wouldn't.
That's fine. No, but it's cool. I'm just giving you however you want it to land, however you want to chop this out. If you wanted Gerrard to be, you wanted one of them to be an 8, who would you want? And if you wanted one of them to be a 10, who would you want? So they're the questions where you would break down. And what I would say in that, I would say Gerrard would get 2 out of that. So I would say Gerrard's a 6 and an 8 better than KDB. I think if they played as a 10, I think maybe KDB, I'd say
Maybe.
from what
See,
I've
this
seen.
is biased,
No, the reason
though.
why I said, no, it's not even biased, because I've seen Gerrard play as a 10 with Torres. So I've seen that. So that's why I'm like, but then I look at KDB now and the way football's evolved. I'm like, if he was a 10, the way they manipulate the ball, the way he moves, I'll give it. I can be like, all right, cool. I won't turn around. But when you're saying out of that, and you just break it down in players like that, there's 3 elements to a midfielder that can do it all. Do you get what I'm saying? Gerrard
agree,
can do
he could do it all.
And in regards to like Rodri can play the 6. He's the 6. Rodri can't play a 10. Rodri can't play an... Well,
He can play an 8. 100%
He
he can play an 8.
Sorry. He can play an 8. But when you're looking at those as a complete midfielder, Gerrard plays a 6, an 8, and a 10. How is he not... But there's no you can't.
agree.
But KDB can't play a 6. You said that.
Listen, no. I think he can do it all. Anywhere in the midfield, he's doing the job. He's doing the whole job.
Nobody said nobody can't do a job.
He's doing. Listen,
Bruno Fernandes did a job at centre back. You ain't gonna play him at centre back.
Maybe Gerrard would be a better 6, but an 8 and a 10, he's not. He's not a better 8. He's not a better 10.
See, and that's for you. That's fine. See, this is what I'm saying. That's fine. So what I would say to you, and the question I'll ask, you may not know, if you took KDB,
Yep.
and put him in England in Liverpool's team of 2005, Bart Alonso, put KDB in that team. And the question I'll ask
Would you say he'd sit on the bench?
No. Do you think KDB can drag by himself?
Yes.
He don't have that clutch gene
Yes.
that Gerrard
No, he
had.
does.
He
He does.
don't have-
Look
Okay.
what
No, he
he's done
doesn't
with
have
Gundo.
that clutch
He's done it.
gene.
He's done it with Gundo against Villa with what?
Okay.
10 minutes to play, 12 minutes to play.
Yeah, but you don't.
wow.
You reckon
Well,
KDB?
listen,
You
the
reckon?
final game is- I know you're saying Champions League final, but
I'm saying the course of the season. What I'm saying is,
KDB can do anything for any
Can
team.
you put? The question I'm asking. Can KDB? Can you put KDB? So I'll ask you this question. This is the question I'll ask. Could you put KDB in any team in the Premier League and he stand out? As in, he will drag that team to
1,000%
for the season.
I actually
Yep.
agree with him
Yep.
on that.
I'll say this.
So
if
you
had
think?
KDB
Let me ask
at
you a question.
Wickham,
So
you
you
could
can
have
play
won a championship.
KDB in Bournemouth, and you think he drags Bournemouth up?
Yeah,
Yes.
Bournemouth will come
I reckon.
top 800%.
What do you mean? What do you mean by up? What, win the league? Obviously not.
No,
but
win the
like-
league. No, not win the league. Liverpool didn't win the league.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. So do you? This is what I'm saying. Of
course.
So you.
I actually think.
of course.
I actually think that
Bayo's wrong,
KDB.
he's
I think that
wrong.
KDB. I can't really say because I didn't watch Gerrard.
KDB in that Wickham team that you were in, yeah? He does a better job than Gerrard, 100%. He gives you a chance of getting promoted to the Prem in the Championship. I'm telling you.
Do you think that's
Look,
right?
I-
Not
I-
the Wickham. Do you think that the way KDB plays, the way KDB, because the reason why I'm trying to make you understand this, I'm trying to make you understand, right? So
my head's clear.
there's flair players and there's players that can only really do what they do to get other players better. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
You're saying that's what he does, though?
So this is what I'm saying. So no Haaland, no Aguero, even if he's rolling with Jesus, like KDB with none of the players around can then himself.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Himself go and I don't want to disrespect nobody and because they played. So you've got to put somebody like Gerrard was playing with like Andy Carroll
Ricky
and
Lambert.
still, Ricky Lambert's a baller to be fair, but we're just talking about
Not
names.
hot yet.
Yeah, we're talking about names. So Gerrard was playing with man like this in his midfield. KDB hasn't played with nobody less than I'm talking about over the course of a season. But he has got, like when he came back after being injured, he came back. What KDB is, and one thing I would say is when I played up against him, his mentality is a monster.
You played against KDB.
Yeah, man, they whooped our ass, man. But one thing I'd say about, and this is what I'm trying to say in regards to, I played against both of them. I played against Gerrard and KDB.
Scored on Gerrard's head top.
Yeah, I had to score up in the
I got you here, by the way. I completely got you here, yeah?
Okay.
Wolfsburg, yeah? Signed KDB. 14th in the league, yeah? KDB joins, yeah?
Right.
They end up coming second. He gets player of the year. That's KDB's done that. You take KDB out of that team. I haven't even checked.
What league is Wolfsburg in?
Bundesliga.
What league was Gerrard played in that we're talking about? So it's Bundesliga
Mate,
and the Premier League. Oh, whoa. Bruv, when you say you've got a gem, bruv, we're talking Premier League.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about the intensity of the Premier League, the physicality of the Premier League. So when you want to use a stat, it's not another league. That's not what I'm getting at in another league. And again, this is me not taking anything away from KDB because we're now talking about the best of the best. So it'd just be like
that's the whole season, though.
It would be the same when we're talking about Messi and Ronaldo. If you pick one, the second one's still better than everybody else. It's the same when I think with KDB and Stevie G. I think when you pick one, the other one's still better than 90% of other people.
I have you, right?
But on that, when you're talking about, and it will come back to this point, it's the point now. Whereas now, and it's the younger generation that will say, no, you know what, KDB, and rightly so because of what Man City's done. That KDB should be in a conversation of the Lampard, Scholes, and Gerrard debate. He has to.
He's in his own debate, though. They haven't done what he's done.
I agree. I agree. They haven't done what he's done. What I would say, this is what I would say. Man City's come in a dominance where they have dominated. That's what it is. That they've come where they've dominated, where they have been the highest spenders. Same way, I'll always say this with Scholes. Scholes is part of a United team that can just go and buy anybody. And this is why I say Gerrard stands but alone in regards to he was ever present in that Liverpool team when they were going through that transition and still was dragging that team single-handedly. Yeah. That's that point off of that. So again, I'm not taking anything away. What KDB has done in this modern day of football is exceptional. But if you're looking at both of them, and the reason why I'll always just say this is if you was to flip both of them around, this is what I'm saying. So whereas I say you flip both of them around, Gerrard goes into that Man City team. For me, it's crazy. That just for me, KDB
would it
goes
be even more
into,
dominant, do you reckon? Well, it can't be actually. It can't be any more dominant.
That's what I'm saying. You can't be any more. I just say that because it's not the things that they do when their team's dominant. In my opinion, it's the things they do when their team's not dominant,
and what
or
did
when
KDB
the players
do in
around
the finals? What did he do in the Champions League? Mate, he came off in both CL finals. So, look, I actually think that KDB is the best Premier League player that I've ever seen. But you can't deny, like when he was saying about like when it matters most, KDB ain't doing that in Istanbul. He's never doing that. Gerrard's got that clutch gene that probably no other player that has ever existed.
I'll tell you what though, if you take that one game away from Gerrard, yeah.
But he's done clutch, but he did it against West Ham in the final.
He said that game away from Gerrard. All I'm saying is though, the raving
Can I ask you a question?
are not
Can
the
I ask
same.
you a question? And this is why I'll always say what differs from somebody who's caught up in it now. So you're seeing it, and it's easily done because we do it. Do you know what I'm saying? I just think when somebody or when people have had the best of both worlds. So don't get it twisted. Biased, unconscious bias comes into play, nostalgia comes into play. I get all of that. But the way I break it, I literally break it down like this. I break it down like, so both of them, if you was to flip them round, would it be the same? And this is what I would say. Man City doesn't change with Gerrard in that team. Man City do everything they did with Gerrard in that team. Liverpool don't do half. And this is that, and that's not, and that the reason why I'm saying this, and that's not taking anything away from KDB. It slightly is, but as in talking about what KDB don't have. That's the talk. So what you're doubling down on, which is right, you should double down on what he can do. And what he can do is fucking crazy. It's the fact that Gerrard can do that and the things he can't do. But you seem to be like, oh no, what he can do supersedes everything. That's like saying this. That's why the debate with Trent as a right back will always be debatable, because what Trent can do going forward is you can't even question it. You can't. But it's what he does the other way that then all of a sudden brings it back. So then you've got a Carl Walker. So Carl Walker can't do half the stuff, but as a collective, you then take because he can do some of the stuff. So the point I make with Gerrard and KDB is the fact that I'm with you. KDB, what he can do, but what Gerrard can do but what KDB can't do is a clap. What Gerrard can do is still that. So then when you do that, when you add it up like that, you're like, oh, well, shit. Yeah, man, that one's the better one. And I hope the way I explained it is not biased.
See what you're saying.
It's when you look at a player is what you say, okay, you know what? That player is therefore better. That's just my take.
So I just can't get I get it, what you're saying. But you're judging Gerrard being a better midfielder than KDB because he can do more roles, in your opinion.
Yes, but how is that not? So if he's not a better midfielder,
the best midfielder,
so you can change and say who's the best passer, and then a lot of people comes into that. Alonso comes into that. Gerrard comes into that. KDB comes into that. So then all of a sudden you have. But if you're saying who's a better midfielder, so
who's played their position better? That's the question I want answered. Who played their position better?
But Gerrard played more position, so he's a better midfielder.
No, who played their position, their main position better?
But what's their main position?
Whatever they're best at. Whatever his position was best.
Hold on, what is... You then tell me at that point, what's KDB's best... Where does he play best? But how are you humbling? You should know.
Because
But what you just opened, you should know.
Because you think his best position is the 10. I don't think...
So what is it?
I think just straight as the centre mid, collecting from the defence and
so then Gerrard then. If you're saying straight as a centre... But what the fuck?
I can't fucking have this to
What the fuck? Don't get confused. If you're just saying, so as a midfielder, so a centre mid, that's what you said.
As a centre mid,
Gerrard's better. How can he not? How can he not? He's a centre mid. So what does a centre mid do?
A centre mid does
He doesn't know.
the jobs. He does the whole
You're
job.
arguing with someone.
I know, but
that thinks.
I want them to understand, because when this comes out and he hears it back, you're gonna hear, because I'm not talking out of. I'm literally just breaking it down.
I get what you're saying.
I'm just
but
breaking it down.
But you have more than one position. You have more than one midfielder because everybody does the jobs. But oh man, I can't.
But that's why I listened to what I said. So exactly what you're fighting in your brain. What you're fighting in your brain.
My brain ain't even hearing.
No,
still,
but
honestly.
you're fighting. You're saying that different people have different roles in midfield. Cool. So what I'm asking you at this, and which you can't, is, so what is KDB's best role? In that three, what's his best role?
Centre mid.
So, and cool. So if you're now asking me, who is a better centre mid? Gerrard or KDB? That's not even an argument. It's not even an argument. Gerrard wipes him.
He does.
Let's agree
to disagree.
Oh, you could just put that statement out. And one thing is, because you set the parameters.
No, listen.
If you wanted,
plays, he's better than Gerrard.
If you wanted,
that's my opinion.
So, and that's
the problem is, you make a good point, but you don't give enough credit to the other player that you're arguing against.
No, you don't.
I'm belittling
I'm sorry, I can't even give you. You don't make a good point, and that's the thing. Because the reason why I'm saying you set the parameters. You're the one who sets the parameters. You're like, okay, a midfielder does this, a midfielder does that. And so then when we say that, we say it. Then you say, no, forget that. He's the best at this. Because you can't move it. Because if midfielders do more than one role, if they do more than one role, and I'm coming with what you're saying, if a midfielder does more than one role, Gerrard's better because he can do more roles better. Do you give me that? I can't
even say the word. I cannot say he's better. Nah, I can't.
But the reason why I'd say it, if you wanted to have a debate by saying, look, you know what? I think KDB is a better passer than Gerrard. If you said that, for me, that's a way more, okay, cool. Then that's chalk and cheese. That's who you like, in my opinion. So and then even if I was to agree with you and say, you know what? But I've seen fucking like the way fucking KDB's visions and what he can pick, and he's a better passer. But who's a better player? Because listen to the statement. Listen
better
to the
player. I'm hearing that.
Listen to the statement. A better player. So if somebody's a better player, so somebody can be a better finisher, right? Somebody can be a better finisher, but somebody can be a better player. The reason why he's a better player than one specific is because he can do more things better. So that's what I'm saying. Like Wickham can be a stronger team, but there'll be a team that's a better team because they can attack and defend better. We may just attack. You say it. So player is everything. A position or an attribute is one. So when I ask the question of
I don't
who's
like
a better
this debate.
I'm chucking in a total curveball.
Go on.
At his peak, I reckon Yaya Toure clears both.
No.
At his peak, I don't think there's anything.
If Gerrard,
that
you stick
Yaya-
Gerrard in these teams, yeah, and I mean this, genuinely mean this, in this Man City team, when Liverpool hit 97 or whatever points it was, yeah, and or 97, 98.
Liverpool would have
won the league that season.
He's a City supporter.
You didn't know
Liverpool
Now it's making sense.
Liverpool would have won that league. I'm telling you.
If what?
City wouldn't win the league with Gerrard. Yeah, you take KDB out, you put Gerrard in there. Liverpool would have won the league that season, and I mean that. I genuinely mean that.
Only because he wanted Liverpool to win it.
Fuck off.
Mate, this geezer thinks Doku is better than Saka.
No. I'm not saying that Doku's better than Saka, but I think his potential is bigger than Saka's.
This is who you're arguing against.
I should have
No, listen. Doku is the best dribbler currently in the world. If you take Messi out of it, he's the best dribbler in the world. Listen,
well, I think Musiala's a better dribbler.
I think there's 8 better dribblers.
No,
maybe 10.
I'd say this now.
If Doku had end product, he'd be
Vinicius,
the greatest winger of all time. No, Vinicius is not as good. I've just watched Real Madrid against Las Palmas last night. Fucking hell, Vinicius,
Doku's not effective.
Honestly.
Doku is not. Thank you very much.
Doku is not yet as effective as he should be.
That's what it is. Put the ball in the back of the net.
He's not in product.
Dross.
The worst thing is, I think again, what stands out about Doku is because he's not a Man City type player. Sorry. So all of a sudden you look at it but I would still say. Well, as a team, Grealish makes that team tick more than Doku. But
I get that.
But Doku, for me, is more exciting to watch. So I think if I was, don't let me say nothing because we're playing y'all. But we'll play you soon and it'll come back to bite me in the fucking butt. But both of them, I'm blessed. But look, at the end of the day, I see these outlandish statements. Doku is not on Saka's level.
No.
I'm not saying he is, but I think his potential is higher.
Yeah, but that's bad. Everybody's got potential to fucking do something.
He thinks Evan Ferguson's potential is higher than Saka's.
Mate, Evan Ferguson could end up being the fucking best striker of all time.
Listen, Fav, you make these outlandish statements, even though I'm a massive fan of Ferguson.
Yeah, I love him.
But, bro, to be fair, last season he didn't even ball. Pedro's come in.
He's not fit enough. You can't say fit.
Welbeck's still scoring goals.
Oh, what a guy.
Welbeck is keeping him out of the team.
Welbeck's keeping him out of the team.
He's injured. He's just come back and got into training this week.
Don't get twisted, I'm a fan of his, but you make outlandish statements.
Bayo.
It's good to clip up in that, cuz. You get me?
Bayo. Who's winning the league?
Don't say anything stupid here.
You know the maddest thing. No, I always, what should I do? Should I do it? Shall I go with my...
Go with your gut, please. I want to know what's going on with your guts.
I can't go against my team, but to be fair, you know who I think is going to win it this year? I think Arsenal's going to win it.
Can I get one of them, please?
You're an Arsenal supporter?
Yeah.
So all my people are Arsenal.
Yeah.
And you know the maddest thing, the reason why I'm saying that, just because, to be fair, I think it took Liverpool 3 years to kind of win it and get to grips with City. And I think this is the 3rd year.
A question. Do you think Arsenal will concede a goal this season?
Oh, you're mad.
Listen, I will give you this, though. They have got the best centre-back in the world.
Yeah.
Saliba is the best centre-back in the world. That's the one thing I'll say.
Nope, I disagree.
You're going to go VVD?
Oh, mate.
Yep.
Still?
Nah, he's not.
Not still.
Let me ask you a question.
Not still.
Let me ask you a question. And I had this debate yesterday. Let me ask you a question, and both of you be honest. All right. Last season, all right, if Saliba had played with, last season, a 17-year-old...
Was that Konza?
No, that was whoever come on in the final when we had.
Yeah.
So if Saliba had played with a 17-year-old, an 18-year-old, and a right back, left back for 4 or 5 games, do you think Arsenal wouldn't have conceded or they wouldn't have capitulated? Or is Saliba, this is why I asked this question, is Saliba where he is now in his career able to deal with so many distractions?
Well, we don't know because we haven't seen it. But what we have seen is when Saliba got injured, when we were going to win the league.
That's not what I'm asking.
Look how important he was.
Listen, but he still didn't win the league when he was there.
That's true.
So, and what I want to say is when you can
That's not his fault, though, is it?
No, but listen, because I only use that because the argument that they didn't win it when he wasn't there. They didn't win it when he was there.
So prepared for debates, man. I love it.
No, it's not even that. Do you know the maddest thing? It's not even that because these are debates that happen. And the reason why I always think that, as much as I am biased to Liverpool, because I probably watch them the most, but I would say if somebody's better, I'd say somebody's better. As much as it hates me, as much as it pains me, like I said, it pains me to say I think Arsenal's going to win the league. But I would say it. Do you know what I'm saying? The reason why I keep saying when you judge somebody's quality is, I always say this, not when things are going right. That's not when you judge somebody's quality. And when the season Van Dijk came back from his injury, he was way off it.
Yeah,
agreed.
Last season, when they gave him the captaincy, Van Dijk, for me, and this season may be different, but last season, Van Dijk, and I'm only going off the Premier League because I didn't think he was that good in the Euros, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
But when it comes to last season, Van Dijk, up until this now, Van Dijk's still the best centre-half in the world, in my opinion.
But when you watch him play, do you actually think that? When you watch Saliba play on a Saturday and then you watch Van Dijk play on the Sunday, do you see that much of a difference? Do you still think...
No, I don't. I see Saliba uses Van Dijk as a benchmark. And that's when you're still seeing. I don't think he's beat him yet, but I think that everybody will be like, Saliba looks like when Van Dijk was in his prime.
I think that's how he looks right now. But I don't think Van Dijk's in his prime right now. He's just
I don't. No. That's what. And this is why I keep saying I don't think Van Dijk's in his prime. As in, I still think Van Dijk's still better than Saliba. I don't think Saliba's in his prime. No. I think Saliba's still 23.
23.
I think he's 23. I still think even where it is, where there was back and forth, where he wasn't getting into the Italian, the French national team.
Yeah.
This is so. There's no debate, and you're the best. There's no debate. I don't care how much the manager. If you're the best, you play. So he's still now developing. And that's what they'll still throw back at him. He's still 23. You know what I'm saying? He's still developing. Still, don't get twisted, still looks proper. But when you're talking about somebody, and this is why I keep saying that, there's something about street smarts. There's something about experience. And there's something about what Saliba has now got is that fear factor he puts into defenders. Attackers.
He hasn't got that aura like Van
No,
Dijk.
it's not the aura. What's happening now is because he is so good, strikers are now trying to think of other things when they come up against him. That's what Van Dijk had. Man, then before they played, they was, oh shit, we're up against Van Dijk. So they try and do different things and they change their game. That's what Saliba's starting to develop. Had that at the back end of throughout the whole of last season. But the reason why I say Van Dijk, for me, still the best player is because of that street experience that comes into play. And the fact where last season, when Liverpool, he had 4 centre-back partners. When you
scored the winner as well, didn't he?
It was when Saliba and Gabriel were solid. Ben White, solid. And then they had, Van Dijk, I swear down, and I'm going to throw this up, he had different centre-back partners constantly.
Yeah, he had Matic,
no Trent.
Konza.
He had Gomez. There was no Trent.
Oh, yeah, Gomez as well, yeah.
There was no Robinson. Gomez was playing left-back. Bradley was in there. Kwanzaa was... But yet still, Liverpool was top up until Feb. Or was in the title race up until Feb.
Yeah.
Not many centre-backs can... That's the argument. So when I'm saying this point, it's not just the fact that, Van Dijk was. Last season, Van Dijk was the best centre-half in the world, as in what I watch. I don't watch, you know what I'm saying, Rudiger. I don't watch others, so people may come and throw something else. But what I watched, for me, he was the best centre-back in the Premier League.
Do you think he's the best centre-back in Premier League history?
Vincent Kompany, no?
Nah.
We're talking facts here.
Nah. He's up there. Like, this is the debate.
At their peak, 2018, Van Dijk, 2018-19.
Who's in this debate? What, Ferdinand, Terry?
Ferdinand Terry's in this debate. Tony Adams, Vidic is in this. Sol Campbell.
I can't actually say enough about Tony Adams. I didn't get to really see him.
These men
Saliba.
He was not there yet, man.
No, but Company's 100% in that debate.
Company was there. But to be fair, I would say
At their peak is what I'm saying. At their very, very peak.
Mate,
18,
Company
19.
could do it all. You know, he could go into centre mid if you needed him to.
I've
The
seen
others
Company
couldn't.
get put on his arse.
Like,
I've never seen Van Dijk.
Osvaldo.
I've never seen Van Dijk get
Mate,
put on
I
his
have. I've
arse.
seen Bernardo stick him on his arse.
Stick who?
Van Dijk.
Nah.
Nah, I'm sure of it.
Nah.
I'm sure
The
of
only
it.
person that I see kind of
Jesus?
lift him up was Sterling.
Pepe
Sterling
lifted him up once.
Jesus as well.
Pepe.
Yeah, Nicholas Pepe did.
Pepe. Oh, man,
I'm pretty sure I know what I'm talking about here with Bernardo
I don't see
sticking
many of
Van
them,
Dijk
man.
on
Unless
his
it was a
arse.
foul and that, and they just bashed him in his back and that.
Nah, he's
Nah,
got Van
yeah,
Dijk's
it's-
back here, man.
No, that's what I'm just saying. Unless they man bash him in his back and that, and it was a foul and that. But look, it's up there. Like football's changed. Football's changed. This is what the reason why I was having this debate. Football's changed in regards to back in the 90s, early 2000s. Football was way more physical. So centre halves were dealing with, and it wasn't just the Drogbas or the Glenn Murrays or the Troy Deeneys. And the reason why I'm saying these
Have you just put Drogba with them too, by the way?
no, the reason why I'm putting them because
Level up
they
with
are
them,
very physical
joking.
in the way they played. So Drogba for me was next level. Drogba's for me up there as, but
Don't say the greatest Premier League striker of all time.
no, Henry for me is the greatest. But Drogba's up there as in when you talk about clutch players and people couldn't
clutch.
handle him.
Yeah.
Like to be fair, I actually put him up there. And it's always gonna hurt you, and I'm gonna say this. Did I put him over Aguero?
No, you're fucking
Oh,
drunk.
you won't have that.
Did
You
I
won't
fucking
have
drunk?
that.
No. Drogba doesn't even get into a debate with Aguero. Like there's no debate. Like
Well, I think Vardy's over Drogba for me.
No.
I mean, look, I didn't see Drogba prime, but in terms of legacy,
Drogba's never that big of a goal scorer. And that's
Do
what
you
you
know-
want from your striker. Obviously, you're
said
slightly
what? You said
different.
what?
You want goals from your goal
No,
scorer.
what did you say about Drogba?
He was never really a goal scorer. Compared to these guys, you're putting him in the same sentence
So
with.
do you know?
He was
do you know-
never really
Do
a
you
goal
know
scorer
the thing
like
is
that.
what? Do you know the reason why I say this, right? And again,
He did score a goal in the final.
one thing I would say, he
Multiple
scored a
finals.
goal, constant finals. But again, you're young. What I would say is, I would personally say for myself, it also is a personal opinion because I like the way he plays. So that's where it is. I think, to be fair, Vardy's in top 10. I remember putting him joint with Defoe with top 10. And I actually do think I did put...
I hope you had Aguero above Drogba, seriously.
I'm trying to think about it, but I actually wouldn't, if I can't remember, but I actually think I did. I mean, Aguero was a bad man, but I just think, you know, the reason why I put it like this.
Man, that's not enough respect, man.
No, Aguero was a bad man. Drogba was, let me tell you this, right? I always feel that there's, I remember one game that Aguero was unplayable. So it didn't matter who was there. He was
Against Chelsea?
unplayable. Just unplayable. There was a game where I
Was
was
it
just
against
like,
Chelsea though or not?
I can't remember, but I just remember Drogba has been unplayable. Like, it didn't matter who was there, was unplayable. So, and this is what I will also say in regards to players. So, of course, Drogba got over 100 goals in the Premier League. Do you know what I'm saying? So, he scored goals. He scored
Just
important
about.
goals. He scored important goals.
Yeah.
So, just 100 goals, 100 goals. Do you know what I'm saying?
quite a lot of goals.
So, and also the time frame he was in the Premier League as well, in regards to that as well. So, for me, when a player is unplayable, so it doesn't matter what, and this is where I say, like, modern day defenders, I don't think I think Drogba would have a dream against, because modern day defenders now are more focused on playing ball rather than it's a defensive thing. And
I
that's
want
just
to
what
ask
it
you
was.
this question then, because I genuinely believe this. You may make me look
Oh,
like
I
an
already
idiot.
know you're...
No. Seriously.
know what you're gonna
I
say.
think if you played in the Premier League, you'd give a lot of the Premier League defenders they wouldn't be able to deal with you.
Oh, 100%. The problem is that
Saliba or
Depends.
Van Dijk, who'd you rather play against? Who you got a better chance against?
Saliba. I think I'd get a better chance against Saliba. I think that I think experience. I think Van Dijk,
Who were Liverpool's CBs when you scored against them?
Skirtle and Sacco.
Ooh.
Sacco. I quite like
Sacco,
Sacco.
a dead ball. Nah, Sacco, a dead baller. Skirtle was
He
a
had
bad
that
man.
personality you want to see from footballers.
So,
It was alright, man. Right. Couldn't handle me neither. But the problem is with me, I couldn't. The problem is, it don't matter if the ball's at my feet. It don't matter who's behind me because the ball's at my feet.
Is Van Dijk taking it off your feet though?
Nobody's taking it off my feet. It's just a problem trying to get it to my feet. That's the problem with that's. It's just, and what I found with the championship was, the higher you go up, the more you don't have the ball.
Yeah.
So if you don't have the ball, what the fuck? It don't matter if you're fucking the strongest man in the world, or if you don't have the ball, there ain't shit you can do. And that's what happened in the champ. I remember we went long, and normally in lower leagues, they'll kick the ball out, we'll have a throw in, and we can start. Defenders just recycled it, gave it to the keeper, he banned it, keepers now can play. That's what would happen in the Prem. So the fact of the matter is and that's why you're seeing when the teams come up from the champ, the Premiership players keep the ball, and they'll say, brother, if you make a sloppy pass, you ain't going to see the ball for 20 minutes. And that's the problem. So that's the realization that, whenever we played a Prem team in a cup, there weren't nothing they could do, especially if we played them at home. There was nothing they can do in regards of me pinning them. But where the problem was how many times I could pin them to how many times you got the ball. Yeah. And it was fucking...
That game against Tottenham was crazy.
Oh shit, the first one.
Crazy. Yeah, the first one, not the second one.
First one, yeah, second one.
Second one, and Dombele killed you.
Yeah, the second one.
On another level.
Me and Scotty came on. I remember me and Scotty coming, I was thinking, Scotty, we're going to fuck this up, cuz. Then Son came on and just...
Is that the second one?
That was the second one. It must be us.
Winksy scored that one.
Did he score in that one? I know Bell scored.
Didn't Joe Jacobs score like actually of own goals or something in the first one?
Maybe. I can't remember. But the first one, I remember coming off. I remember looking up at 85 minutes and we 3-2 up. And I remember looking at Paul Hazy. I was like, fam, we're going to beat Tottenham. Shit.
Song come a bit fast,
then
man.
fuck me. Well, 88, they made it 3-3. The 92, they made it 4-3. I was like, oh, the fuck? Oh, this is some bullshit.
I wanted to ask you, we were talking about earlier, this is a little, like, going back to it, about retirement. Was there a precise moment, like an epiphany, where you realised, I think I'm done?
Oh.
Like, just a single, like, you woke up one morning and you thought, I can't do this no more.
Oh, no, when you said I would have retired, my knee gave out 2 years before I retired. So I woke up and it was just pain. I went to the toilet and my knee it was just fucked. But I knew when I was taking painkillers to get through training, I knew I was like, oh, this is a wrap. And then what happened was COVID hit. So I would have, if COVID didn't hit and we didn't get promoted that season, the chances are I may have retired end of that season.
Really?
But COVID hit. We then made it to the playoffs. We got promoted to the champ. Then played that champ season with no fans. I remember.
Dead.
I know, it's so unfortunate getting to the championship that season.
It was bad for us. And then I would have retired then as well. But I remember thinking, I can't retire with no fans. I missed the abuse. So I was like, and then, so I 2 years, I would have retired probably at 38.
So you were on loads of painkillers, yeah?
Oh my days.
Did you get addicted to them?
Nah. The lucky thing for me is I'm pretty disciplined in regards to I would only take painkillers if I needed it. Don't get twisted, I needed it them times. But I didn't like the way it made me feel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. It was just, there was one time where my body was so used to it that I was on a 4-hour cycle. So I would take it at 12 and then like at 3:46, I would wake up and sit on the side of the bed, wait till 4 o'clock to take another. I was in a bad way knee-wise. And I remember we played Birmingham in the champ and it was our...
Scott scored that game, no?
Yeah, he could have.
He did. I'm sure of it.
Could have. I remember we played them. We won 2-1. Yeah, he did. We won 2-1, and I want to say it was our first win. And we were celebrating, and I was in so much pain. I was in the corner, and I remember the gaffer just came, and I just couldn't celebrate with the boys.
Really, that bad?
Oh my days!
What?
Nah, man.
What caused it? Was it just playing for so long?
Yeah, just wear and tear. No cartilage left in my knee. I need a knee replacement anyway. I just at the moment, it's like the recovery time's like a year, and I just ain't got a year at the moment to take out. But I will get a knee replacement. Oh my days! Bruv, you man had me chatting
Over
here.
time.
Bruv, I've got to... All right, bro, man, got to wrap up, cuz. Oh, snap, 5:40.
Bayo, you're an inspiration, mate.
My brother,
Thank you so much
listen.
for coming on.
All right, listen, I've had flipping... Oh, we could have chatted for time, man.